Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of March 10th through March 14th. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also discuss how we can use dividend payers and several option strategies to generate income while we wait for our swing trading stocks to set up. So let's get started. Here's our notes document for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of March 10th through March 14th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, to the tools and resources we use to trade our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. You can find a direct link to this Google document in the description box below. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this trading week, titled March Madness in the Markets, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, trading strategies, trade ideas for this trading week. We keep all of our notes documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as previous weekly trading game plan notes. And you can also find a direct link to that publicly accessible Google Drive folder in the description box below. Good morning, RT, Gerald Fitz. Thank you for joining us in the chat today. I hope everyone remembered to turn their clocks forward, spring forward, and survive the end of daylight savings. So firstly, we'll go over some trade updates. Had a relatively busy week for us this week, so we'll go over those updates in our notes and then look at the charts also in Webull. So firstly, we sold some cash secured puts against AEHR test systems. We sold the $10 strike price March 21st expiration on the 4th, $4.50. So that sets our cost basis at about $8.50, and we'll look to buy those back cheaper. Again, we can watch those in our puts ROIC Google sheet, see if we can buy those back cheaper, or if we get a side, we'll swing those shares of AEHR. We've done several analysis of AEHR, why we like AEHR as a swing trading stock, and you can reference those videos via the links in the notes. Welcome to Ricky Khan. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you're doing well. Secondly, we went long AMZY, which is the monthly dividend payer yield max dividend payer on Amazon. So we went long on AMZY. We saw yesterday a lot of the Mag 7s had significantly declined this week. So to see we're taking advantage of that decline. So we got AMZY on the 7th at 1662. You can hear our thesis, our previous analysis of AMZY, as well as several of the other yield max ETFs via the link to the notes in the video in the notes. Another of the Mag 7 yield maxes we got long in is NVDY, so the yield max on NVIDIA. So again, on the 7th, we bought that at 16. So again, NVIDIA is pretty steep decline recently, so a good opportunity for us to get the monthly dividend payer on NVIDIA, wait for it to bottom, swing back up, and in the meantime, we can collect a nice monthly dividend. Again, you can hear our analysis on these yield max ETFs via the link to the video in the notes. Another yield max, I'll jump forward to TSLY. So again, another Mag 7 yield max we bought this week. We bought TSLY, the yield max on Tesla. We bought that on the 4th at 879. See it had declined, bounced back up a little bit. Again, similar thesis. Well, Tesla's pretty significant drawdown, I think almost 50% from its high. And we'll collect a monthly dividend, lower our cost basis on these TSLY shares while we wait for Tesla to swing back up. Finally, we got assigned. We had sold some cash secured puts on Shutterstock previously. We actually had 2 tranches. We got assigned on the 2750 tranche that we had sold for March. We sold that at 430. We got assigned on, we don't have the date. On 225 or so. So our cost basis on those shares is currently 23.20. Again, I've still got another cash secured put I've sold that I haven't got assigned for May. So when those swing back up, we're looking at selling covered calls against those shares, utilizing our wheel strategy. That again, you can see in the notes lower below. Or if Shutterstock bounces back up, again, they've got the merger with Getty. So again, we've done several discussions of Shutterstock, and you can access that discussion via the link to the video in the notes. Again, although I don't ever recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of trades, it would help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career to see when we enter or exit a trade. You can get real-time notification of our entries and exits by joining our Patreon. We also have several additional channels with additional types of alerts in our Discord available to our Patreon members that I'll show you in a second. You can also hear how you can best use our trade alerts, help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, which you can access via the bonus link to the video in the notes. So again, in our Discord, we've got several other alerts channels available to our Patreon members. First one is a Thinkorswim TOS alerts channel. I set up price alerts in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to the Thinkorswim TOS alerts channel in our Discord. If I do follow that alert up with a trade, I'll reply in the Thinkorswim channel so you can see when we went long AMZY. You can also see when crude oil futures /CL hit its 52-week low. We discussed that yesterday. When wheat hit its 52-week low previously, TSLY, etc. So when those get triggered and I follow those up with a trade, I'll reply in the Thinkorswim channel. It's a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim alert. I'll post those in the trade alerts channel so you can see when we went long on NVDY, when we got assigned on the cash secured puts on Shutterstock, etc. Also, when I sold the AEHR cash secured puts. Finally, we have a real-time alerts channel with alerts generated by our automated systems when stocks are moving up, breaking out, near our support, near our price targets. You can also get access to that by joining our Patreon. So again, another great way to see changes in sentiment in the market, sector rotations, good for day traders, scalpers, momentum traders, etc. So we can see here's industrials are breaking out. We've got wood, which is lumber, timber, and lumber breaking out. BTI, so money flowing into the broad market. So again, another great way to see reversals in the market, sector rotations, changes in sentiment, etc. Again, you can get access to all these different types of alerts by joining our Patreon. So if we quickly look at the charts for those trades in Webull. So here's AEHR. Again, it's been in pretty steep decline. We zoom in a little bit. Again, kind of the AI bubble burst. So we wanted to see if we could pick up some or sell some cash secured puts. Not really sure where that's going to bottom. So we'll see if it bounces back up, if we can buy those puts back again, or if we get assigned those shares and we can sell AEHR when it swings back up. AMZY, the yield max on Amazon. We sold that at 1662. Again, if you're a little bit more nimble, you'll see you could have got a better price after our notification. Might have got a better price on some of these yield maxes if you're more nimble than I am. See, they bounced back up a little bit on Friday. So again, we'll hold these yield maxes, collect the monthly dividends, wait for the Mag 7 to recover and swing back up. Again, we talked about the bottoming of the market sometime in March, so we're positioning for that swing back up in the market, not knowing exactly when it's going to bottom. Similarly with NVIDIA, pretty volatile, pretty choppy, so it had bounced up, came back down. We took that opportunity to get some shares of NVDY, get a nice monthly dividend payer, nice total return on NVIDIA. We'll see if that recovers and swings back up. Again, if we do get a short relief rally in the market, followed by another decline, I might end up scalping these yield maxes for some profit and then buy them back lower. So we can take either position or just hold them for the dividends and again, lower our cost basis. Similarly, TSLY, another Mag 7 yield max. So again, a pretty steep decline for some time. Looks like it bottomed and bounced on Friday. So again, if you were nimble, could catch at a little bit lower price. But again, similar thesis on all these Mag 7 yield maxes. Again, Shutterstock's been getting pushed down, the rotation out of technology, also the AI bubble burst. So it's been a steep decline. Again, they've got that merger with Getty. I think that value price is somewhere in 27th, 28th. So once that merger culminates, it should eventually swing back up. Again, in the meantime, we'll look at selling covered calls, generating our own dividends against Shutterstock by using the wheel strategy and selling covered calls on Shutterstock. So I hope that all helps. Welcome, Fairchild, K-Ton. Thank you all for joining us. Hope you all are doing well today on the end of daylight savings. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our watch list updates for this week and our top swing trading stocks to watch. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, you can still get 20 free fractional shares of stock by opening and funding your account with as little as $500. Each of these fractional shares are worth $3,000 to $3,000. You'd use our affiliate link in the description box below. You can get your free fractional shares of stock, take advantage of any other promotions that they may have at this time, and also help support our BeachBum trading community, which we greatly appreciate. You can now see you can also trade overnight, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week on Webull. And you can get more information about overnight trading in Webull via the link to our video in the notes, as well as the discussion topic in our Discord. So first we'll go over our updates to our top swing trading stocks to watch list in our notes, and we'll also look at the charts. We'll look at them in our watch list Google Sheet, as well as the charts in Webull. So again, I've left most of these AMZ or most of these yield maxes in our watch list Google Sheet as they're still relatively low. So in my humble opinion, I think there's still some reasonable opportunity to get into these yield maxes if you're still interested in those, even though they did bump up a little bit on Friday. So I'll leave those in our watch list Google Sheet. But you can see again, we went long on AMZY. You can see its last ex-dividend date was 13th of February, so the next ex-dividend is March 13th. Last dividend was about 55 cents. We're still watching CONY, CONY, which is the yield max on coin. I missed the quick dip. It dipped down to about 9 and then bounced back up on the Trump pump of the Bitcoin Reserve and their little summit. So CONY bounced back up as Bitcoin bounced back up. Looks like Bitcoin's coming back down. Last I saw, I think it was about 84 or so. So if we get another opportunity, we could get into CONY again, the yield max on coin. Wait for another pump in Bitcoin. It went ex-dividend on the 6th. So again, I missed that one. It paid about 60 cents. So we've got about a month till the next ex-dividend on April 3rd. So plenty of time to wait for a bottom in Bitcoin and then pick up some CONY. Again, we've done several analysis on CONY, and you can hear that via the link to the videos in the notes. Talked about NVDY, and it went ex-dividend on February 27th, paid about $1.61. So its next ex-dividend isn't until March 27th. So again, we've got plenty of time. We're already in NVDY, but you've got time to find a bottom in NVDY, get a good price. Also, just an FYI, NVIDIA is having its GTC conference, March 17th through 21st. So that might be a catalyst for a pump in NVIDIA. Also might be a catalyst for a pump in AI stocks. So we'll keep an eye on that GTC conference to see if that gives us a pop in NVDY. Again, we've done several videos on analysis of NVDY that you can access via the links in the notes. Similarly, we talked about TSLY. So it went ex-dividend on the February 20th, paid about 58 cents. So the next ex-dividend is March 20th. So again, you've got some time. And again, we've done previous analysis on TSLY that you can access via the link to the video in the notes. So again, now we can watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, as well as our bullpen, shopping list, etc. stocks in our watch list Google Sheet. This watch list Google Sheet gets updated at the end of each day with our top swing trading stocks to watch, bullpen stocks, shopping list stocks, etc. You can watch all of those stocks in near real time. You can get 24/7 access to our watch list Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. Got a whole series of videos on how you can use our watch list Google Sheet to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. How to use the PE ratio and the ATR, our price targets, buy at, sell at, etc. You can access those videos via the links in the notes. So here's our watch list, top swing trading stocks to watch in our watch list Google Sheet. As you can see, I've left the ones that we already own, AMZY, NVDY, TSLY. So again, they're relatively close to their support, to their 52-week low. So it might be an opportunity if you're interested in those. You can also see their dividend information, their yield, so you can pick the ones that have the higher yield. So again, that's what I was doing, is I'm picking the ones that have the high yield. See, they're all optionable. You see their ATR to use for support and take profits. Here's CONY, and see it's up a little bit from its 52-week low at 9. So we'll wait for that to come down, and I'll probably get a block of CONY as well. So if we look at our top swing trading stocks to watch in Webull, again, we looked at AMZY, NVDY, and TSLY. So let's look at CONY. And on Bitcoin, or it's on coin, but it tends to move with Bitcoin, although this drop was precipitated by their slightly disappointing guidance during their earnings. Although, again, in my humble opinion, I don't think their earnings were bad. So again, if you were nimble, could catch that quick spike down when Bitcoin spiked down at 846. So you can see that's where I set my price target. As it was a pre-market dip or right on open dip. Again, you can also see which ones you can trade 24 hours overnight trading in Webull. So we might be able to get a better price, in that overnight trading in Webull. Okay, we'll quickly go over our bullpen stocks as well. So we'll look at them in our notes, and then also in our watch list Google sheet and in Webull as well. So firstly, if you're new to our community, again, our concept of the bullpen stocks are ones that may not have the setup right now to warrant inclusion in our top swing trading stocks to watch, but I've identified that they may in the near future, so we put them in the bullpen. If their setup improves, we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch lists. If they break down or run away, then we just take them out of the bullpen and we can revisit them again in the near future. So one I recently added, another yield max on the Mag 7s, APLY. It had dipped a bit and then bounced back up. So I put it in the bullpen. Again, another yield max on the Mag 7s. Again, it went ex-dividend on February 13th and paid only 36 cents. Next ex-dividend's about March 13th. We also have this in our shopping list in our watch list Google sheet. You can also watch it there. And we've done analysis on APLY and some videos. You can access those via the links in the notes. Had GTC, GigaCloud Technology, in our bullpen for a little while. It was a double bottom in FinViz. And we've done several analysis on GCT, GigaCloud, and you can access those via the links to the videos in the notes. Another yield max on the Mag 7, GUI, GOOY, yield max on Google. As we'll see in our dividend payers Google sheet, total return on GOY is a little bit less than several of the others, so that's why I prioritize some of those. But again, if Google takes a dip, another yield max we could pick up on the Mag 7. Again, it went ex-dividend on the 20th, only paid about 39 cents. So the next ex-dividend is 320. Again, same video on the Mag 7 NVDY or yield maxes. Another one I recently added to our bullpen. This showed up in my queries I run at the end of each day. Is INFU, Info Systems Holdings. This is a healthcare medical instrument supplier. It looks like it's US based. It had come down, had a attractive risk reward profile, as we'll see. And we've done previous analysis on INFU, so you can access that previous analysis on INFU via the link to the video in the notes. Been watching METC, coking coal with the rare earth elements play. Watching that for a little while. It looks like it's slowly coming down. Okay, we've had a lot of rotation and a lot of coking coal. You could hear our previous analysis on METC as a rare earth and coking coal play via the bonus link to the video in the notes. Left Tate in there, all has been just kind of choppy flat. So we've been discussing, been watching that for quite some time. And low float, somewhat illiquid. Another one I added, we were talking about uranium rotating back down, and we're watching the leverage long on uranium. This URAX, and 2x leverage long on uranium. It's based on URA, so I'm watching for a support or bottom in URA. 52-week low on previous 52-week low on URAs, 2278. So I'm pretty sure I've got a price alert set up in Thinkorswim to trigger at that low, and then that would be the entry point into URAX for, again, a swing back up in uranium. And you can hear our previous assessment of URAX via the bonus link to the video in the notes. Another one I added this week, USIO, UCO Inc., Technology Software Infrastructure play. Added that on the 4th. It was a double, showed up as a double bottom in FinViz. Again, we've done previous analysis on USOI, so you can access that analysis via the link in the video. I very quickly look at those. Again, you can see these in our Bullpen sheet of our watch list Google sheet. So here's all of our Bullpen stocks, again, price targets. You can watch these in real time as well. So again, we can trade off our Bullpen sheet as well very effectively. See the risk reward profiles, dividends, dividend yield, next ex-dividend date, optionality. So you see Tate's the only one that's not optionable. Your PE ratio, if that's applicable, so you can pick the ones that are better value. Also, again, the yield, so you can pick the dividend payers with the higher yield. And ATRs, again, to set stop losses and take profit orders. So if we quickly look at those, well, again, just a quick reminder as well, as this gets regenerated at the end of each day automatically. If I do make updates to our watch list after that's been generated, I notify our Patreon members and post those in our stocks watch list updates channel in our Discord. So you can see when I added INFU on the 7th, and we added APLY on the 5th. So again, our Patreons will get notified if I make any updates either during the day or after our watch list Google sheet has been generated. Welcome, Verdaderos. I'm sorry, I don't want to slaughter your name, but thank you. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you. Fairchild, thank you for joining us. If we look at our Bullpen stocks in Webull, APOY, another yield max on Apple, and it had come down and bounced back up a bit. We'll see if we can get a further dip. That's why I put it in the Bullpen, a little bit higher than I would like right now. But again, if we get a complete dump in the market, it might be an opportunity to pick up some APLY as well. Talked about GCT, GigaCloud. See it. They had disappointing earnings. It quickly dipped. So congratulations to any of our BeachBum traders who caught that quick dip and the spike down capitulation. And GigaCloud did bounce pretty quickly back up to 15. So again, congratulations if you caught that dip right after earnings in GigaCloud. GUI, yield max on Google was coming down, rebounded. So again, congratulations to any of our BeachBum traders who are more nimble than I am and caught those quick dip downs in several of these yield maxes. INFU, again, healthcare, medical instruments, pretty steep decline, lower float, lower liquidity. So but it quickly came back down. Previous low about 6. Again, pretty choppy, pretty liquid, so might be more difficult to trade, but plenty of upside up to 10 or so. See that nice curve back down to these bottoms. Let's see, again on coking coal and rare earth. So it had popped back up, slowly coming back down. So we'll see if that 8 area holds or if it's going to go below 8, and that would be a good place to pick it up. And Tate, low float, choppy. It's just been pretty flat. So URA, I've got URA in my Webull watch list. So again, see the 52-week low on URA and use that as the entry point, the trigger to go into URAX. Again, leverage long on URA. So it's going to decline faster. It already hit its 52-week low, as we saw in the price alerts in our Discord. And USIO, again, another kind of small cap. It's going to be a little lower float, more choppy. And you see it's been declining. Looks like a support level over here around 140 or so. And you can see it's been as high as 290. So more than a double, nice upside. Again, if you're looking for a healthcare medical instrument, you think that theme is good going forward. USOI might be an opportunity. Again, nice potential upside. Quick pop up there, held for a little while, and now it's trending back down. So I hope that all helps. Started cleaning up our honorable mention stock. So I removed some of the older ones that we had added previously to our honorable mention list because they'd already run up. So again, congratulations to any of our BeachBum traders who were able to take advantage of those run-ups based on our honorable mention stocks. Again, we'll come back and do due diligence on the remaining ones as we have time. But again, you might want to check out the honorable mention list, see which ones you like, possibly be able to take advantage of some of these opportunities. Did add a couple this week. So we'll see if we have any time to come back and do some due diligence on those. Added a good RX, GDRX on the 4th to double bottom in FinViz. MOV, Movado Group, is a luxury goods company. Again, multiple bottom in FinViz on the 5th. And then from our discussion yesterday about looking at international markets, and again, I'd highly recommend you look at our discussion yesterday about looking at international markets, opportunities in international markets. I added THD. I'm probably going to do further analysis on that. May well add that to our bullpen very soon. We've done some analysis on THD. You can access via the bonus link to the video in the notes. Again, this is a ETF on Thailand. Looks pretty good. Looks like a multiple bottom. So very likely we'll add that at least to the bullpen very soon. Again, if we have time, we can take a further look at several of these stocks, but you might want to check them out. If you like the theme, like the charts of any of these honorable mentions, might be an opportunity for you to make some money. Grab a drink and we'll continue. Thank you for sharing that. Katon posted that Thailand's main exports are machinery, electronics, vehicles, rubber, and food products. Thank you for sharing that helpful information. Also, RT, recommending check out LDBY. Not familiar with that one. You can take a quick look at it. Again, we've got links to FinViz in our watchlist Google Sheet. You can also find links to FinViz on our homepage. Homepage is beachbumtrading.com. link section, we've got links to all our social media, also the tools and resources we frequently use. So if I look at that LBDY, I don't have that one in NVIS. I misspell it. Let me know if I misspelled that. LDBY. Yeah, I don't have that in FinViz, so I'm not sure what that is. You can please give us more information on that, RT. Oh, it was a joke. Okay. Okay, again, we saw, pretty volatile market, the March Madness in the market. We might see further decline. Talked about all that yesterday. I always recommend that you have your shopping list of stocks ready to be able to take advantage of irrational reactions in the market, irrational reactions to earnings. Again, we also saw yesterday, we've got several important inflation measures, economic data coming out this week that might give us some volatility, might give us some opportunity to pick up some stocks we want to own from our shopping list. So again, we always recommend you have your shopping list of stocks ready. Again, reminder, none of our content should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and hopefully some entertainment purposes only. But we recommend you stay away from zombie stocks, zombie companies, zombie ETFs. And we still got higher for longer interest rates, a lot of volatility, a lot of turmoil with tariffs, etc. So money losing stocks, they could go insolvent. I've seen, again, more delistings, or they could be at risk of a reverse split or an offering. So if you're wondering what the risk of a reverse split or an offering or insolvency of a company is, you can use our biotech due diligence Google sheet to calculate their quarter's cash flow positive, not just for biotechs, but for any money losing company. See what the risk of insolvency or offerings or reverse splits may be. And you can get access 24/7 access to our biotech due diligence Google sheet by joining our Patreon. Also got a whole series of videos on trading biotechs you can access via the link in the notes. See our shopping list stocks in the shop list tab of our watch list Google sheets. You can see some of the yield maxes, APLY, NVDY, TSLY, all of which we've already picked up. Got some REITs, land, stag, O, etc. Others are MP materials on rare earth, Intel and semiconductors, and Tesla, USOI on oil. Although I want to look at that one in our dividend payers. Last time I looked at it, the total return looked a little disappointing. I've seen oil come down to around 67 or so. It dipped down below 66. In the past, we bought a sizable chunk of USOI as a nice dividend payer, but the total return of that might have deteriorated. Also saw wheat starting to come back down, so maybe we'll find a bottom and swing that back up. So again, we can watch those and trade those off of our shopping list on any kind of irrational reactions. So also got MSB on steel, etc. So again, you can watch our shopping list stocks in the shop list tab of our watch list Google sheet. So in addition to all our swing trading stocks, we also use dividend payers to generate income while we wait for our swing trading stocks to set up, recover, etc. And as you saw this week, we entered into a number of dividend payers to use that strategy. and collect the dividends, reduce our cost basis, collect cash, generate income, again, while we wait for our swing trades to work out. And we use our dividend payers Google Sheet to identify opportunities, build a schedule of dividend payers, and you can do likewise. Get 24/7 access to our dividend payers Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. If anyone in the chat has any particular dividend payers you want to take a look at, please throw those tickers up in the chat. We can quickly take a look at those. I don't have any updates to the dividend payers Google Sheet. So again, we can look at anything you want to. We do have a whole series of videos on how you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet to find the best dividend stocks, best dividend paying stocks, and you can access that series of videos via the link in our notes. Firstly, just to look at the yield max sheet. So again, you can look at all the yield maxes that we have in our dividend payers Google Sheet on the yield max tab. You can also find a link to their distribution schedule on their references sheet. So you can compare the total returns. Currently, we own AMDY, AMZY, NVDY, TSLY, so you can see the total returns on those are all pretty nice, in the teens. See, Coney's got a very nice total return, over 100%. AMDY, we're playing that for the swing back up in AMD. Also see APLY is about 15%. GUI on Google's the lowest one we're currently watching, only 12%. The one on Microsoft's only 5%, so I'm not really pursuing that. The one on MicroStrategy is pretty good, but it's still relatively not too bad. So if you want to play the bounce in Bitcoin using the yield max on MicroStrategy, got a pretty good total return as well, almost as high as Coney. It's interesting, the total return on ULTY looks like it recovered, went positive. We had scalped that a couple times a couple months ago and then saw that the total return was negative. So looks like it's recovered, so that we might have to take a new look at that, although trading that for me was a little difficult. See the Y max negative, gold GDXY negative. Again, I wanted to quickly look at USI or USOI. So the monthly dividend payer used to be Credit Suisse. I think it's UBS now. Yeah, so see the total return on USOI is now deteriorated to only 1.4%. It's only got a 29.5 upside potential. Risk reward's not that great, so we might not pursue USOI as a monthly dividend payer on oil. Again, if we see a rebound in oil, if you expect a swing back up in oil, maybe we'll have to look for a new dividend payer to use on oil. Just quickly look through some other attractive ones. That's auto parts, not hip on that. That's a Mexican telecom bill. Bonds, several of these bond funds, somewhat attractive. There's Coney. It's a short on gold. And GUI. There's a regional bank, not real hip on that. There's an asset management company, negative total return. That's got a 0. And IEF, pretty low total return. So attractive on gold. Gold's still relatively high. Pretty negative total return. MJ we've been talking about, it's just kind of bottoming out. Also a tariff concern I have with MJ is a lot of those are Canadian companies. Don't know if they'll be hit with tariffs on cannabis coming into the US. NVDY ORC is the EOMX on ARK-K, very negative return. Some of these, again, closed-end bond funds showing positive. I want to play for a rebound in the Qs, QQQY. Done some analysis on that, 18%. That's on the Russell, only 6%. The SPY, SPYT, we've done recent analysis on. Recovery in the SPY, 17%. TSLY, rebound in the dollar. We talked about ULTY. I'm just looking at the chat, see if anyone else has any dividend pairs you want to talk about. If I missed your dividend pair, please put those back up in the chat. I can leave this up and we can look at further dividend payers if you want. Okay, let me grab a drink and we'll talk about options and how we can use options to also generate income while we wait for our swing trading stocks to set up. Welcome, Sydney Osborne. If I missed you earlier, thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So in addition to dividend payers, we also use several option strategies to generate income while we wait for our swing trading stocks to set up. First is we sell covered calls against our positions when they're going up, buy them back when they're coming back down. And we use our covered calls Google Sheet to do what-if analysis on our covered call strategies. Pick the best expiration, strike price, premium, etc. And you can do likewise. You can use a copy of our covered calls Google Sheet to do what-if analysis on your covered call strategies. You can get 24/7 access, make a copy by joining our Patreon. Got a whole series of videos on how you can use our covered calls Google Sheet, help you do what-if analysis on your covered call strategies. Won't have any changes to that this week, just to my position, so you can see which covered calls I'm looking at right now, how I use that. Secondly, we sell puts when stocks are going down, buy them back when they're going back up. Again, with the decline in the market this week, it's pretty busy looking at puts. You can see we've sold puts against AEHR, against Shutterstock, etc. Got several other sells out there that we'll look at. And we use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify opportunities to then sell and buy back puts. So we'll take a look at those. Got quite a few updates. Again, we had a pretty good decline in the market, so opportunities to sell puts. Firstly, probably before tomorrow, I'll be rolling all of the March to April. So all the March 21st expirations, I'll roll to April. Then our automated system will pick up the options data for April as now April 17th. The next expiration is now in our 40-day window. So again, I'll update all of those. And then after market close tomorrow, our puts ROIC Google Sheet will be updated with all the April data. Again, we already sold some March on AEHR at 10. So I added the 750 strike price for April to our watch list Google Sheet, and then we'll pick up the options data for that. If you're interested in selling lower puts on AEHR, Also added puts for GCT and METC, which are several of the stocks in our bullpen. See if selling puts against them might be preferable to buying shares at this time. So you can see I put the 15 strike on GCT, the 8 strike on METC. Again, we'll see if the premiums warrant selling puts against those. Also added a SoFi $10 strike price for April. So we'll see it popped up in the puts ROIC tool that we use, option seller ROI tool. So at the end of each day, I look at that, see if there's any new ones with high premium that might be attractive. Look for those to add to our puts ROIC Google Sheet. SoFi popped up, took a look at that. They do make money. Looks like potential upside. So if we have time, we can also look at SoFi in a little more detail. Again, a lot of stocks declined this week, so stocks dropped under their previous strike price, or the deltas popped up over our criteria. So again, you can see our criteria for selling puts and how we use the wheel strategy. So I should put the link to our wheel strategy video in there. So I lowered a line from 170 to 165, ATKR, another data center AI play that declined. So we lowered that from 60 to 55. Caesars, lowered that from 30 to 25. L 65 to 60. HP, oil producer, down 25 to 20. LW, French fries, etc., 50 to 45. ON, semiconductor, although it sounded like they had pretty decent earnings, it dipped down below its strike, so lowered that from 45 to 40. And Stellantis, again, tariffs on autos with Canada, Mexico, very negative for the auto companies, although I guess they got a reprieve for a month. The on again, off again tariffs with Mexico and Canada. Although again, I'm just going to stay out of that on again, off again tariff chaos, March Madness. And we've got a whole series of videos on how you can use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to help you make money trading puts, and a whole playlist of videos on how you can make money trading options that you can find via the links in our notes and also on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. So if we look at our main watch list, again, we sold the AEHR at 10, so we'll be looking to buy that back. Sold that for 150. So, and if it drops down, we'll look at buy that. Pretty nice ROIC. If you're interested in those, you can see now at 750, the ROIC is only 2%, but again, further downside might make those attractive. Still got a sellout on Intel at 20 for 355. Also, we sold some on SockSell, leveraged long on semiconductors at 25 for 435. So just above 20 for our cost basis. Cost basis there is 2065. So right now it's above our cost basis. Also have the $20 strike price on SockSell. Also got a pretty attractive ROIC, so you might be interested in selling puts on SockSell. Wait for that swing back up. Although again, the leverage longs are going to suffer deterioration, so be careful selling puts on some of the leveraged ETFs. A research sheet, we'll see anybody else that has an attractive ROIC. VIX is higher, so some of these premiums might improve. And the ones we sold against Shutterstock got assigned the March, so I'll take those out of the sheet. Also sold some Mays. Sold the Mays for 350, so still a bit underwater right now. Those haven't been assigned yet. Otherwise, not really anything else with a 5% or better ROIC. But again, if we get further pops up in the VIX, further declines in some of these stocks, some of these premiums might become more attractive. So again, you can keep an eye on those in real time. The ROICs will adjust. The options data gets updated at the end of each day. But again, I look at the charts in Webull during the day and manually update some of these that we're looking at the time. So I hope that all helps. Okay, let's look at SoFi. So I added SoFi at $10 strike price to our research sheet. So let's take a real quick look at that puts on SoFi. So here's SoFi. Now it's at $12.50. I put the $10 strikes. See, it's only got about a 3% ROIC right now at its 52-week high. Be about a 23%, so very attractive. If SoFi continues to decline towards that 20 mark and those premiums pop up, last it was just high as 79. So if those, yeah, okay. High was only 42. 52-week highs, again, 292. So 23%, pretty attractive. You look at the chart in FinViz for SoFi, again, pretty high. Looks like it's rolled over, coming back down. That looks like a possible head and shoulders. Significantly below its 50, still room above its 200-day. I put in the 10s, which is right above that gap, could go lower, could go down to 8 if it fills the gap and declines further. They do make money. PE is kind of high, so again, another reason I'm more interested in possibly selling puts than buying shares. Their debt's a little high. Again, they're a financing company. It is optionable. It's shortable if you want to short it. If you think it's going to decline further, you can short individual stocks. Might be some further downside. Not a lot of discrepancy between outstanding and floating shares. A little high short float, over 10%, 12%. The yearly performance has been good. So again, if this comes back down to 10, we can get those puts, and then it bounces. There might be some good puts to sell. The last earnings, they missed a little bit. Probably the reason they beat on revenue, missed on EPS. Well, they beat on EPS 29 versus 4, so they beat, and it's still pretty much rolled over and headed down. So if you're not familiar with SoFi, look at their description. Student loan financing, so a number of the Biden student loan forgiveness, I think, got struck down by the courts. Private student loan market, so that's actually not necessarily bad for SoFi. Home loans, again, housing market's been weak due to high mortgages, high bond yields, personal loans, credit cards. So again, might be more defaults, so that might be additional reasons for the decline in SoFi. Their net income been improving. EPS been improving, was negative a couple years ago. The quarters and net income improving nicely. EPS improving nicely. So again, pretty positive metrics. And possible secular themes due to housing market deterioration, forgiveness of student loans being struck down, more defaults, etc. All potential reasons for this decline. Does have further downside. So again, I chose to look at selling puts versus buying shares right now. Kind of hard to see where the bottom's going to be. Please let me know what you all think of SoFi. What do you think those secular themes and more downside? Looks like, significant more downside than upside. So again, let me know what you think of SoFi, selling puts versus buying shares, etc. Please put it in the comments below or in our Discord. Just quickly checking the chat, see if there's any last minute questions or stocks you want to look at. If I missed your question or the stock you want to look at, I apologize. Please throw those back up in the chat, or again, you can put them in the comments to the video or any of our videos after the fact, or contact us in our Discord. Please tag us. We're BeachBum Trading, all lowercase, no other characters, symbols, etc. Anyone else is an imposter, please report and ignore them. Again, our Discord is free to join. We have all kinds of channels to talk about all kinds of trading, different asset classes, different trading styles, using different trading platforms. And you can access all these channels with the exclusion of some I mentioned as Patreon only by joining. And we have a free invite in the description box below and in our notes. Gerald Fitz is asking about ECX. Auto parts. UK auto parts. Oh, it's pretty high. Consumer cyclical. They lose a lot of money. And gapped up. We'll see what that news is. And they lose money. It is not optionable. Some discrepancy between outstanding and float. Performed okay for the year. Not a very low short float. Big pop. Provide Volkswagen Brazil. So again, possibly benefiting from tariffs, with Canada and Mexico and the U.S. Deal with Volkswagen, positive for them. So we look at their, well, we know they lose money. Let's see what their long-term chart looks like. So it's got plenty of potential upside. Let's see if they've made any money in the past. Net income, always negative. Some improvement a couple years ago. EPS improved a little bit and then deteriorated. Net income, again, deteriorated last quarter. So in my humble opinion, you got the good news, might have some momentum. You want to play that momentum. I would just, again, be careful. They're losing money. They've always lost money. It's auto parts. There could be tariff issues with the U.S. They have very low cash per share. You might want to do a quarter's cash flow positive analysis on them. See if you're at risk. They might have a shelf offering due to that outstanding and float discrepancy. So again, watch out for offerings. Not really. They could do a reverse split since they're under $5. So again, I'd highly recommend you do a quarter's cash flow positive analysis. But again, if you want to ride that momentum and have a good stop, protect your profits, ride the momentum up until it exhausts, that might make some sense. Not one I would be interested in pursuing. So I hope that all helps. Gerald also mentions we're doing Chinese electronics. So again, this might be one, not exposed to tariffs at this time from the U.S., doing business with the BRICS nations, China, Brazil, etc. May be a beneficiary from the trade war between Trump and Canada and Mexico, etc. Might see other companies, moving business to other countries. So they're a beneficiary of that. Again, might be a tailwind for them. You can trade their momentum, etc. And just be careful. They do lose a lot of money. Could be a risk of a split or an offering at any time. But on positive news, they get nice pops, 10%, 13%, etc. Then you get 5%, 7%, 6% drops. So again, be careful with it. But if you can make some money on that, great. So thank you again to everyone that participated in the chat. When we're watching after the fact, again, if you have other stocks you want us to look at, please put those in the comments to our video or contact us in our Discord. Also, we hope that you like this content. Please smash the like button on our videos. Help us try to get the YouTube algorithm to show us some love someday, and share our content with other traders around the world. Continue to grow our BeachBum trading community. Also, we greatly need your help to directly share our content with your fellow traders, repost it on your social media sites, invite other traders to join us in the chat, join us in the Discord. We also would love to hear your feedback on what we can do to improve our weekly trading game plans, any of our other videos, our tools, Google Sheets, our resources, our community, etc. Again, we really need your feedback on what we can do to continue to add more value for all of our BeachBum traders. So thank you again to everyone that joined us in the chat, everyone watching after the fact. We hope to see you back again next week for weekly trading game plan for the following week. Part 1, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. Part 2, 10 a.m. on Sundays. And in the meantime, good luck and have a great trading week.